I'll go ahead and get started, and then Lauren can come in later and join us, whatever she's done. So, I'm Brian Poole. Welcome to National Trail. You will very much enjoy it here. Sometimes you come back. People only leave National Trail for 3 reasons. That is, I'm retiring, I live way closer to this other school, and this other school pays more. I've never had anybody leave National Trail because they were unhappy being here. I will tell you that I plan on being here until I reach 30 years, and I've been offered multiple other jobs because I like it here. The morale here is great, the staff is great. I won't lie and say I love everybody. Nobody's anywhere where they love everybody, right? There's always a Dan Clark in the mix that causes problems. I'm Brian Poole. I teach half-time, and I'm the tech coordinator half-time. So if you're on our same block schedule on brown days, traditionally, I haven't actually looked at this year's schedule, and usually on brown days I teach all day, and on orange days I'm running around doing stuff, okay? I'm also an Air Force reservist. I'm retiring this December, so I actually have to do my entire years of reserve days between October 1st and December 21st, so I'm going to be gone more this fall than I've ever been gone before. I'm doing 2 weeks straight in October, my reserve tour, and then I'm doing a week in November and a week in December. I do have an intern, Garrett Anderson. He's going to graduate from college in December. So he's going to be around usually 2 to 3 days a week this fall, so he'll be around to help out too. So as far as tech stuff goes, I do, or kind of am in charge of all of our tech-related professional development. I'm here every day, and I'm usually here every day till 4:30, except for Wednesdays. My youngest son is handicapped, and he almost always has therapy on Wednesdays or after school, and I pick him up and take him to the therapist. So Wednesdays, I'm like the teacher who runs out with the bell. Every other day, I'm probably the last person out, okay? We have a website, youtube.nationaltrail.us. Every single PD thing we have ever done is there. I'm recording this, and it will be there for Lauren to watch it later. Every single time we do anything, we post it there. There's over 300 videos on that YouTube site right now. Some of them are 2 minutes long. Some of them are an hour long, okay? 2 minutes long, Dan calls and asks me a question, how do I do this? I will email him back the video, or I will make the video and email him back the video, because if Dan's asking a question, somebody else is going to ask that same question. So I always do a screen capture recording on how to do it. I think it's the easiest way for people to replicate what you're trying to show them. Me talking you through it without you seeing it is much harder. So everything's posted there. That's not all me. If you guys do a class at one of our Tech Tuesdays or one of the in-services, we record those as well and post them up there. So it's not all me. Every Tuesday, we have what's called Tech Tuesday. It's always in here, 2:45 and 3:45. 2:45 for high school, middle school. 3:45 is geared to elementary school because they do things a lot different than we do. We do various subjects. They're based on requests. I usually send out and have a schedule posted that, hey, this Tech Tuesday we're going over this, like the Moodle gradebook. And I'll have a loose presentation on that, on something that many people know, and then I'll have time for questions at the end, okay? I'll always have a card in here so that you'll have the ability to actually ask and try to do stuff as we're doing it. If there's nothing scheduled, I will always be here till 4:30 on Tuesdays. Anytime you have a question, it's time that I leave free for teachers. So I try to always be in my room. My room's across the hall. It's 203. The reason we always do stuff in here is because it's air conditioned. So no matter what the temperature is, it's okay in this room. So whenever we do PD, I usually do it over here. Okay? I do a lot of the teaching, and I get assistance from others, and I already said there's 300 plus videos. And if you just want to find a video, if you just Google your subject, the word YouTube, and the word NTLS Tech, because that's what the YouTube site is, you usually get there as well. We also do a big tech skills in-service in March. Started, I think we're on our 8th year of that one. The entire in-service is like the OETC conference, which means you have 7 to 10 options for 4 different blocks, and you choose what your in-service is. I want to learn about how to use a LAN school first block, and second block I want to learn how to use Google Docs. So I'm in charge of organizing that. I obviously can't give 40 presentations. I give 3 or 4, and then other teachers give presentations as well. If you become an expert on something, I will hit you up and say, hey, would you mind doing one on that subject? Okay, or I take volunteers as well. So that's one of our big things. Not many schools do that. In-service just on tech skills, but we do. So the things I really want to cover, by the way, this is an orientation, not a instruction on everything, because there's absolutely no way in the amount of time we have for me to go through everything. But I'm going to kind of go through and talk about these things today, and we're going to make sure everybody can get on their accounts and that kind of stuff today, but some of these things I can't go into as deep as they are. Okay, so we have a very large web presence. We have a lot of websites. Our school website is www.nationaltrail.us. That's where club stuff is posted, general school things, sports is posted. All of you have your own site there to put your bio on, so that when teachers want to know, or I'm sorry, when parents want to know who Mr. Trick is, they can go, oh, he graduated from BGSU and whatever, and I don't know where he went to school, but so they can kind of see a little bit about you and what you've done and where you've taught in the past. I would avoid putting things like, this is my second year at National Trail. It's better to put, I've been at National Trail since 2014, so you don't have to update it every year and go back and again. So that's the school website. Moodle is anybody not ever used Moodle before? Okay, Dan has many versions ago. Moodle is the largest open source courseware in the world. Most colleges use it, many high schools use it. It's free and it's open source and it's totally configurable by us. It is our gradebook. Everyone at National Trail is required to use it as your online gradebook, so parents and kids can see their grades anytime. Okay? Many schools use ProgressBook. We use Moodle, but it's way more than that. Okay, it is activities and resources and anything you can do Web 2.0, any of the cool tools is integrated into Moodle. I don't do anything on paper in my class. Every test is through Moodle, every handout's through Moodle, everything is on Moodle. And when you talk about course design to reach all ends of the spectrum, Moodle is great, because if you post things as PDFs that are readable PDFs, then that kid who has problems reading can use a screen reader and read his textbook to him, where if you hand him one, they can't do that. There's a lot of great things about Moodle. We have a library website that has all of our library books in it. You can look for books through there. You can check out books through there. You can see what you have due through there. That's that. The support website is me and Garrett. Anytime you have anything wrong, it's support.nationaltrail.us. To put in a help desk ticket, it's actually helpdesk.nationaltrail.us. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but that's how you let me know you need something fixed. Okay? And then the mobile access. Everybody here at Trail has their own network drive. One of the things we're going to do today is log on and make sure your network drive shows up, because I may or may not have set it up for you. I don't remember, because I don't get one letter that says, here's the new staff list. I get one at a time email, and sometimes I miss things. But if you go to mobile.nationaltrail.us, it allows you from any device, anywhere, to see your network drive from home, from your phone, anywhere. You can download from your network drive to home. You can upload from your home to your network drive. That goes for all students, everyone. So there's no real reason to use a flash drive here. If you save your stuff on your T drive, which is your network drive, it gets backed up every single night, gets archived every single week. I keep the last 5 archives of it. It's almost impossible for you to lose something, almost, if you keep it on the T drive. You put it on your T drive and you delete it, and you tell me 7 weeks later, I can't do anything for you, because the archives will have overwritten themselves by then. Okay? However, I can pull up almost anything from this T drive. So those are our websites right there, and I'm going to share this with you. This is what the tech request looks like. Your username is your Trail username, and your password is your Trail password, and it just asks you to put in your stuff. Okay? If you email me, I need this fixed, the email back is going to be, please put it in a help desk ticket. Okay? I'm not kidding. I get probably 300 emails a day. I will lose you there. This I will not close until it's closed. It will email me every single day that this help desk ticket is still open and you haven't gotten it done. Okay? So this is how you let me know. It also has my cell phone number up there. Okay? So if it's imperative, and I guess I should go ahead and go over this. Here's my contract with you as teachers. If your teacher stuff is down, you'll be fixed in an hour. What's teacher stuff? Teacher stuff is my projector and my computer. If you can instruct your staff, I will call the secretary, she will watch my room, I will leave my classroom, and I will have you up within an hour. That may mean I bring a spare laptop, it may mean I bring a spare desktop, but your teaching is just as important as mine, and you probably have a bigger class than I do, okay? So I will leave what I'm doing for your teacher stuff, but I have to know, and that means a help desk ticket, and if it's right away, you call my room, you text me, you have to make sure I've heard. Because if I'm in the middle of a presentation like this and my phone goes bing, I don't go over and check my text messages when I'm in the middle of teaching, okay? So if I know, I will leave whatever I'm doing to help you. You guys are the #1 importance to me in this district. The superintendent's computer is broken. You call me and tell me yours is broken. I will leave the superintendent's office and fix you, okay? He's got a spare laptop out in the office that he can grab, okay? He knows that. Obviously second, okay? But your guys' teaching is first. So that's my contract. It's a 1 hour call out for you. Any other staff things is the same day service. Students, I'm saying 24 hours. Don't call me about a student thing. Just put it in a work order. Okay, student things is student laptop. If you're in the middle school, everybody in the middle school has got at least 24 workstations in every single room. If one of them's down, live with it, okay? Put it in a work order, I promise we'll get to it. Sometimes that means I won't get to it because I have my classes, I have hardware, and I have this advanced tech class, and my techies will maybe be the ones who come to your room to fix your room for student stuff. They might even do, if it's my tech class and you say your desktop is down, they might even come run down with the desktop and swap it out and then bring yours back, okay? So a lot of times it'll be student stuff, but please put this in. It's how I track our time that we spend too, and it's how I prioritize what needs to be done. If you put in a student thing and then you put in a student thing, if you're in the work order first, you're going to get done first, okay? I say that with a caveat. If I'm down in the middle school, I'm not going to walk past the middle school classroom that I have. By the way, the tickets are all on my phone, right? I'm not going to walk past the middle school room to go to the elementary school to come back to middle school. I'm going to do in chunks as I go. So, okay, so passwords and usernames. We have control of only some of the passwords here. Your NTLS username is your first initial last name unless you match somebody else here at school. The only person that I know of that does that is Julie Touchlog, because John Touchlog, they both start with J's, so she's JM Touchlog because her last name used to be Meyer. Anyway, so it's that. When I set a password, it's always Blazer and your first and last initial. If you say, I forgot my password, can you reset it? That's what it's going to be reset to. You're going to be able to log on with it once, and then it's going to force you to set a new password, okay? Gmail passwords and usernames, the same username, but you use @nationaltrail.us when you log on to Google in order to get that. Passwords sync on changes only. So if Dan went and changed his password at Trail on this laptop, it's going to change it on Google. But you can change your password on Google without touching your Trail one, so it doesn't go the other way around. Just so you know. If it gets confusing, I can always reset that. Google I can reset from my phone from anywhere, so if you text me and say, I can't get on Google, I can reset it, and we're good with that. So I need to make sure before I move on from this slide that you guys can all get on to Trail, you can all get on to Gmail. Dazzle is the third set of passwords that I have nothing to do with. Usually the Dazzle username is something like your school underscore your initials. Mine is NTHS_BP. You should get an email from Susan Hurrah. She's the one who sets those up. And the first thing I do when I go there is set it to the same password as everything else, so you don't have to remember other passwords. Okay? I like 1Password when I'm doing things. So I guess the first thing, can everybody verify they can get onto their Trail account? Has anybody not been on their Trail computer yet?
I don't know.
Okay, so go ahead and just try to log on and make sure that you work. And I'd like everybody to log on and make sure they see a T drive, a network drive, because I can make a note and I can fix that here really quickly. What that means is when I go to this PC on your computer, you should, I have a bunch because I'm the administrator, but everybody should see one that says T drive, and that is only you have access to that. Nobody else can read or write to that except for me, but I have to log onto the server to do it. I will not touch your drive unless you call and say, can you try to get this back or something, okay? I literally do not have time to mess with people's stuff, so we don't. You don't. Okay, let me write down who doesn't have T drives now. Because I honestly can't remember who I set up and who I didn't.
It'll be under this PC, correct? That we said.
Yeah, if you go to this PC, it'll be right down at the bottom under network locations. It should show a T drive. And I really, when I was doing everything, I don't remember if I set anybody up. So Dan Clark doesn't have one.
Tyler Luce.
Okay, I was gonna. Does nobody have one? Did I not set up anybody in your name?
Lindsay Tauscher.
Say it again.
Lindsay Tauscher. Can we spell it?
No, I got it on it.
Okay.
You're a kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
Kindergarten teacher, and Lauren. I must not have been. Does anybody have one? No. Okay, so I forgot to do that on everything. So I will get those set up today, and then you'll see those. Like I said, that's your network location to save stuff to. It's where you'll see your T drive if you go to mobile.nationaltrail.us on any web browser. Organize it how you want, save stuff there how you want, it's yours. The only thing I ask is that you not keep personal stuff there, because I had a staff member with 25 gig of personal videos, and she was like, yeah, if I save them there, I'll never lose them, right? But then I'm archiving that backup, and I have all these copies of this 25 gig worth of personal videos saved over and over. Now, I just added some ginormous backup drives. I'm not short of space right now, but I really don't want to be with personal stuff, okay? Over the summer, first of all, I would always recommend keeping everything on your T drive. You can get to it from anything at Trail. You never have to worry about it going away. If your personal computer in your room dies, you know, we just put a new one in, and you're like, I'm okay, all my stuff's there. The worst thing that you lose that you can't put on your T drive unless you export it is your bookmarks. But if you use Chrome, you sign into Chrome, you have all your bookmarks too. So, not a Chrome person, I'm a Firefox person. You can use something called Xmarks that does the same thing as Chrome does, which is what I do. So, okay, so I need to set up all the T drives. I promise I will get that done as soon as we're done today. Has anyone not gotten a Dazzle username and password from Susan? Okay. No, have gotten nothing.
She said she didn't know if I was going to need it or not, since Apex is going to be so limited.
I'm going to say without question you're going to need it, because how are you going to take attendance
Well,
first
that's
of all?
what I thought, but.
Yeah, that's how we take attendance.
So the answer is no.
You definitely need one, and so because you are a teacher of Apex or the supervisor or whatever, you're going to have to take attendance first block. So the secretary does not want you calling down every single day to say what your attendance is because you don't have a count. So I would talk to Susan on that.
Okay.
If anybody has not gotten their thing, just go down and talk to Susan. In fact, I might just email her and say, could you send a password reset to everyone? Is anybody logged onto their Dazzle yet? So if I send a password reset, it's no big, okay. I actually can do that, I just normally don't. Susan's in charge of the Dazzle. Okay, so PCs. Right now, this is what everybody's got. Everybody's got a quad-core PC. Everybody has a solid-state drive. Everybody has 4 gig of RAM, and kind of the way it works, if you want to know, all the PCs are set up with 2 drives. One has all the programs, and one has all your stuff if you don't save to the T drive. So anytime you guys go, something's wrong with Word, I just wipe this one, and it's like a new computer again, and you don't lose your stuff because all your stuff is over here, okay? I don't spend a lot of time, because I can't, diagnosing stuff on your PC. I just re-wipe the thing. Especially with, I am the opposite of a computer Nazi, by the way. Been in the Air Force 28 years, hate it, you never have control of anything, can't even share a network drive, nothing in the Air Force, okay? I mean, some bases are ridiculous. Exactly the opposite. You guys all have full administrative rights to your PCs. So I ask you to be smart with that. If you go to a free website to get a free program, it's probably not free. Do at least one Google of that thing to make sure what you're getting is free. One of the, I didn't show you, you're gonna have 3 network drives that actually show up. You're gonna have your T drive, you're gonna have one that is called installs. If there's software that you want or want to update, if you go to that installs drive and click on it, you'll see a whole bunch of different installs. You click on that and it'll put the newest version of that software on your computer, like a job is out of date, and you're like, I keep saying Java. I don't like pushing things through the school year and slowing everybody down, okay? So you'll see a bunch of things on there. But what I was gonna say is if you get a virus, it's no big deal. Antivirus is automatic here. Nothing is gonna ask you, do you want me to clean this? If you see a pop-up that says, do you want me to get rid of this virus? It's a virus. Don't click anything, okay? Because our stuff just says you had a virus, I already cleaned it, here's what you had, and it just says okay at the bottom, okay? So I have nothing set that you have to say anything. If you get one, not a big deal, you just tell me, I wipe you, it's gone, okay? And then you've got like all the newest software and everything, okay? So, PCs are unhooked over the summers. Usually you guys reconnect them. I'm going to show you the basics how to reconnect your PC if you don't know how to reconnect a PC. Lauren took my class forever ago. She'll probably be able to do everybody's PC for you. So if you do it, don't worry if you mess it up. I can fix it. If you set it up and you can't see anything, the projector is primary. So turn on your projector. It may all be over there. And there may be nothing on your screen. Windows P, if you've never set that before, you hit the Windows key and hit P, it's the project key. And this pops up, and if you just hit the duplicate button, then they're both going to be the same, and you'll see everything over where you were, okay? So if you've never seen that before, you can also extend if you want to. I wouldn't. It confuses subs, but that's your choice, okay?
Is that the same for the interactive whiteboards?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. All of them are actually set up the same, yeah.
What was the back space?
Windows P.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll always bring this up and then you can duplicate it or say only to the PC or only, I wouldn't do that. I just duplicate, it makes it easy for you. Okay? This is what your PC looks like. All the connections are in the back. Things only fit one place. You don't have to worry about setting it up wrong. Basically, the green is where you hook your speakers into. If you've got speakers, USBs only plug in one place. The network cord only plugs in one place. The only got you is there is a video card on the PC. Never use that one. Everybody's got an extra video card at the bottom. That's where your video stuff plugs in. Okay? And then if you plug it in and plug your power in last, it should just come up and you should be fine. Okay? It may take a while the first time because it's been off the network for a while. It's going to look for updates. It's going to update Firefox because a newer version came out of Firefox since last fall. We do push updates on important stuff, but I try not to push updates on trivial stuff just because it slows you down in the morning. Okay? By the way, every PC is set to come on before you get there. So you should be able to just leave with your PC. I log off at night. Always log off when you leave. It'll shut down on its own. And it'll turn back on. They're usually set to come on at 6:15 or 7:15, depending on what school you're in. The reason they come on before you get there is so that if I push the Firefox update, it did it before you even showed up, and you didn't sit there going, oh my gosh, I gotta wait for this again. Okay? So that's why those things happen like that. There are other tools that we've got. By the way, we're one of the most tech-advanced schools in this state. No question. We're definitely the most tech-advanced in the county. Everyone has a digital whiteboard of some sort. Most of you have Mimios. This is actually an ancient smartboard. It's a serial connection. Found this in the closet when I first got here. I mean, it wasn't being used at all. When I first got here and started in education, we bought smartboards. Turns out Smart is terrible support. They don't last forever, and I hate them. So I didn't take down the ones we have as long as they kept working, but Mimio, wonderful support. I've had 2 not work, and Mimio just sends you a brand new one, and you send the old one back, okay? So Mimio is a little different. You have to use the Mimio pen. Try not to drop it. Every year I have 3 or 4, teachers bring me down parts because they do kind of break apart. There's like a little plastic reader. If you drop it, don't try to put it together. Just bring me the parts. I'll put it together. I'll super glue it, and I'll give it right back to you, okay? Every single time a teacher tries to fix it, there's a little optical thing inside there that when you smash it, I just have to throw it away. So, not a big deal. So, Mimios are great. They work fantastic. However, because we started out with Smart software is installed on every single PC. It's legal. As long as you have a smart board in your building, you can have the smart software in every single PC in your building. So we have just continued to use smart software even though we're using with a Mimio pen. Okay? The Mimio software is obviously still installed too, and that's kind of the subject of one of our tech days. I highly recommend using your digital whiteboard. Every year we get people that are like, I want to practice with it for a few weeks before I start using it. Okay? You just told me you're never going to use it. Because who has time to practice when their kids aren't in the room? You know, it's like, I'm just going to pretend to teach here for an hour and play with it. Just use it. In a week, you'll be proficient. Are you going to screw up? Yeah, you're going to screw up, right? We're all human. Everybody screws up. So don't let that be the thing that I don't want to look dumb in front of my students and mess up. Yeah. In the elementary school, most students, if their teacher uses it, are the ones who do the morning meetings and stuff. They do everything in some of the classes. So I really like the Mimio. I have spares. If those fall off the thing and break, don't worry about it. I'll put new brackets up and I'll fix you up there. Okay? So don't worry about that. Every high school room has a overhead mounted microphone like that. Part of our one-to-one blended learning grant that we got a few years ago was to try to incorporate blended learning. So every high school class has that. If you're middle or the elementary school, you have it if the previous teacher asked. If you don't have one, all you have to do is ask. And by the way, all you have to do with me is ask. Okay? I am a yes person, not a no person. The only reason I say no is if you ask for something that costs $4,000 and the treasurer says no. Because I'm going to go down and say, Mr. Trick would like to get this. And he goes, no! And I go, oh, Mr. Trick, you can't get that, okay? Because I'm going to try to get it for you. Okay?
What's the benefit of the microphone?
I record. Who just said that? Okay, so I record every single class, every single day, and I post it on my Moodle calendar. So if a kid misses class, someone's late to class, they know exactly what we did. If I went over something, by the way, I talk fast. I know I talk fast. I concentrate and try to talk slow. It doesn't help me at all. Okay? So I have kids who are like, okay. I was an A student. I was on a roll. I tried my darndest to pay attention to every single calculus class. And darn it, if Mr. Brown didn't go to Hawaii for at least 15 minutes every day, because I was there, and I'm like, then I come back, and oh my gosh, I just missed that whole problem. I have no idea. If he would have done that, I would have gotten a 5 on my AP test instead of a 4. Because there are so many things I miss. We all do, right? We all phase out. High school kids, he may be looking right at me the whole time he's in the classroom. But where's he really looking? I don't know. His eyes could be glossing over. He could be anywhere. So by recording those, a kid can get anything they missed. Okay? I'm really big on that. I give a class on it at OETC every single year, especially for math teachers. Okay? Who's a math teacher? Okay? You have a limited amount of time to give kids example problems, right? I'm going over a new concept, and I might do 2 or 3 problems before I say go, right? How many blocks of that same class do you teach? 4, okay? I have 4 blocks of the same class. This is typical of a math teacher, right? If every single class I use 3 different problems, and every single class I post, now there's 12 example problems. So when I have an IEP kid who just didn't get it with the 3 I had time to do, I can say, hey, watch the problems from 2nd block, or 3rd block, or 4th block, and now there's 4 times as much instruction possibly going on. There's no way to know whether they watched them. Actually, there are, but that's a subject of a whole other class. But you have the ability to do intervention with kids by doing nothing extra, right? Because you know your math. Is it hard for you to do a different example problem? No, right? But the fact that you did a different problem might be the thing that goes, ding, a little light bulb goes on, okay? Same thing is true with science teachers who do all kinds of math in science class, right? Doing the same problem, or doesn't help you out at all, right? So change the problem up and post them on. So that's what I do, and then when a kid comes into class, they go, what did we do yesterday? I go sit down over there. I have one PC in my room with headphones on it for them to go over there and sit down and figure out what we did yesterday, okay? And as an Air Force reservist, It's wonderful. Why? I have the last 5 years of my classes recorded. 5 years of classes recorded. When I'm going to miss in October, all I have to do is go find the class that I gave on that subject last year, Edpuzzle it. If you don't know what Edpuzzle is, it lets you make it so that you know whether they watched it, lets you inject questions into the YouTube video, lets you trim it down. Edpuzzle's awesome. They can't not do it. They can't fast forward through it. They can only reverse if they didn't see something. And I've got my subject matter being taught in my classroom when I'm not there. Okay? So it doesn't help you this year, but it'll help you next year if you record this year and do nothing other than record them and throw them on YouTube and don't even share them. Next year, if you've got something, okay, let's say you're a female teacher and you know you're going to be pregnant next year and you're going to miss 2 months of school. You record everything this year, you miss nothing next year, right? The sub has those blended lessons. So that's why mics are great. By the way, this is a document camera. Anybody that asks for one of those, they're USB document cameras that have a little stand like this. We also have little mounts that you can use to put a book under it and hold it with a book. It's like an Elmo, but $69. Okay, they're really not that expensive. The stand's another $30, so we'll call it $100 for the same quality that Elmo gives you. And I want everyone to have one that wants to use one. I don't buy stuff and put it in classrooms anymore, by the way. I used to do that. It never got used. But when you ask me for it, I will get it for you. I have 2 spare ones in my room right now. I have 3 or 4 spare mics. All somebody has to do is ask and say, I'd like one of those, okay? If you want it mounted above your board, which we did that in the high school, particularly all we had to do, there's already a USB cable run to this. We just had to throw a hub and cut a hole, and maintenance loved us cutting holes in all the tiles. But I've got nothing to touch, right? The kids don't even know if I'm recording or not. I mean, they do in my room because I have little posters up that say, remind Mr. Poole to record, because I will be like 10 minutes in the classroom, and they go, Mr. Poole, you forgot to record. So sometimes my videos start a little bit off. But anyways, that's what that is for. And those are all available. I already said this. Everybody's got a T drive under computer on their PCs, except for you guys, because I didn't make them, but I will. Already said they're backed up every single day and archived every single week. If you save your stuff to your T drive, you're good. And you can get to it from anywhere, from your phone. There's an app called HTTP Commander that lets you get to it with a cool app, but you can get to it with a web browser too. And I already said it's mobile.nationaltrail.us. We have kids all the time that don't understand it's not their T drive because they'll take that laptop home and it still shows the T drive, but it has a red X to it because they're not on the network. You can't see our network from your home. You have to go there to get to your stuff, okay? And I already said this. This is what it should look like when you log on. You should see the installs thing. You just double click on it. It'll say GIMP and Java. Just click on that iTunes if you want the current version of iTunes. Last year we gave out Kindles as part of prizes for a little game we did at the Tech In service. That's just, I gotta take away that folder. That was to update the Kindles. And then your T drive should be on there as well. This is what the mobile site looks like. It's not real pretty or anything. I didn't design it, but it will show whatever's in your T drive. If you're in a grade level that shares a folder, I think the first, second, third, and fourth all have a shared folder. You would also see that first grade drive there too, because they share lessons and stuff through online. Okay, so I already said what Moodle is. Okay, I'm not breathing. Anybody have any questions on what I've talked about so far? I know it's a lot. And 2 hours is not enough to do anything other than say, this is what we have, go. Okay, so Moodle in particular, that's weeks worth of training, okay? All you really need to know is how to add a grade item and how to do your grade book in the beginning, and then it becomes more and more and more. You guys should, if you've logged on, I guess we should stop here. Everybody needs to log on to Moodle if you haven't logged on to Moodle. If you've already logged on to Moodle, you should see your Moodle courses. So if you go to moodle.nationaltrail.us, use your trail username and password, and as soon as you log on, your account is made right then. And those of you that already emailed me and said I logged on to Moodle, you should see all your classes that you're in charge of. I don't know if Apex had classes built, but then they said, well, I don't think we're doing that. I don't know why. I don't know whether they
Get
actually
some
did.
information from it. Still working on it.
Okay. So, if you haven't logged on yet, you're not going to see anything but Moodle, the base screen. But as soon as we're done with this. I'll give you teacher access to all the classes that you teach. Now, they're last year's teachers' classes with whatever they put on there. They may have been highly organized and it may be awesome. They may have not been organized and it may look like poop. I could tell you, okay? It's not a big deal for me to just make an empty course, make that Lauren's new course, hide the old course so you can refer to it if you want to, and then you have a blank one to start with. Not a big deal. What just happened? Oh. Huh? Nothing. Oh. Okay. You just didn't like my laptop. What's it doing? Oh, okay. I didn't like yours. So is everybody logged on to Moodle? Okay, so I will make sure you have access to your classes. You have teacher access to your classes. Required is gradebook. It's the only thing that's required. We went to that, I don't know how long ago. Back on version like 1.6, we're on version 3.1 now. Dan, it's going to look a little different than when you used it last year. It's got prettier pictures and stuff. It's where you can post things, do things. There's interactive activities, there's games, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do on Moodle. And I wouldn't be able to tell you everything. This is what the base page looks like. When you're not logged in, it says what all the courses are. When you are logged in, it says what your courses are up top. Okay? And when a student's logged in, it shows all their grades and stuff too. So they see their list of courses with the current grade next to every single course when they log in. Okay? And then when they click on it, they go to the particular course. This is my hardware course. There are a number of ways you can organize Moodle. I have mine organized by chapter. People do it by date. I hate that, but if you like it, go ahead. I just think it's really clunky. This is one of the things that's different. It now does this index view where it has all the chapters, and then you click on course introduction, you just see that section of Moodle. You can still get the old view too, when it showed everything. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that now. Okay? So in the elementary school, they really just use it for tracking indicators, and it does their indicator grade book in the elementary school. So their grades are on it as well, but they track indicators, and this is the base view for the elementary school, and the other one was for the high school. As far as Moodle goes, there's kind of two terms. There's resources, which is things to see that cannot be graded, and there's activities, which is things to do that can be. You don't have to be. They can be gradable. Okay? So when you go to add something, all of these things through here are Moodle activities, and these are the Moodle resources. You can make a book. All my books are online, interactive books, where they have YouTube videos embedded and stuff. You can post a file like a PDF or a Word or Excel or whatever. You can post a whole folder. My entire textbook is in one folder as PDF chapters, so they can download them if they want to. Labels are just labels on the screen. Page and URL are similar. URL is just a link to something, and page is like I want to make a web page. I went over that really quickly. It's easy. You can't break anything. When you go to Moodle and you play with it and you can delete stuff and re-add stuff, I can't even go through all these different activities, but I will tell you assignment is the one that people use to put things in their gradebook. That's the only one you really need to learn how to use right there. Okay, is the Moodle assignment. The rest of the things are really great. They do a lot of cool stuff. I use a lot of them, but especially the quiz one, every single thing I do is on Moodle, so I can track indicators and stuff. I could spend a lot of time on this. I'm just going to do an intro, and then if we have time afterwards, I'm going to come back to Moodle. We have Gmail, we have G Suite, used to be Google Apps. All the students have accounts. Their accounts start with their graduation year and then the same username that we use. So if I was graduating in 2023, mine would be 23bpool. You guys can send email to all your students. It goes all the way down to kindergarten. Just the elementary kids can't get email from anything outside of us, but everybody else is just a regular email account. We have mail groups. If you wanted to mail to all the high school students, you just type NTHS_students. That will go to every high school student. If you wanted to send it to all the class of 2020, just type 2020 at nationaltrail.us, and you can send something to the entire class. NTHS or ES or MS_staff sends to your school email, all the staff members there. And then NTLS_staff sends to every staff member in the school, including the cafeteria workers. Everybody gets NTLS staff, okay? You can also mail just to your classes through Moodle. So if I just want to send an email to Brown 4, I can just send an email to Brown 4 through Moodle, so you don't have to make class lists. They're already integrated in Moodle, okay? So that is your school Gmail. If you make school-related correspondence, you are not supposed to send it from your personal Gmail account. You're supposed to send it from this Gmail account, okay? So you can integrate with your phone, iPhone, Android phone, whatever. And when we have E-Days, that's how students are supposed to be able to get in contact with you on E-Days. Anybody not know what E-Days are? Okay. So if we have, I will tell you, I have 2 kids in college and 1 interviewing right now. I hate college education departments. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. How many college education departments have smart boards, microphones, interactive whiteboards? Not one that my kids go to school at, and hardly any of their other departments do either. How are teachers that graduate from college supposed to learn how to use all the tools that the schools have if they're modeling it in their education classes and using it in their education classes every day? A 40-year teacher shouldn't be better at technology than a college graduate. But they are. We have young new teachers come in and it's like, I've never even seen that before. Because if the student taught in a school that didn't have it, they never got a chance to touch it. That pisses me off. It really does. You know, I go to all these tech conferences, I go, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. What are the colleges doing? Nothing. Anyways, I digress on that. Okay. So that's what you're supposed to be using. You put your whole bpool at nationaltrail.us, it's the same login as Google Anywhere. We use it for all kinds of projects, whatever you want to use it for. We share stuff through Google. So think of it as an add-on to Moodle. We do a lot of stuff through Moodle, but we use Google Apps for a lot of stuff too.
Can you do the same thing for Google Classroom for adding kids?
Okay, so we've been very on Google Classroom. First of all, Google Classroom does not do 1/10 of what Moodle does. But what it does do, it does good. Here's the confusion with Google Classroom, because I've been asked to do classes on it before. Teachers tend to get confused that it will replace Moodle, because it has no gradebook function, right? It can do tests and give you grades, but it doesn't do anything with them until you type them in someplace else, right? So I have no problem with you using Google Classroom. We don't teach it because I don't want to confuse people and think that, oh, Google Classroom is cool, I'm going to use that instead. You have to use it and. So, if that answers your question. YouTube, we use YouTube. We're not, nobody can use YouTube. Most of us in the high school have our own channels. I have 3. Okay, you can, with the new YouTube, which is like 3 years old, you can have a channel per classroom. Used to be you could have 1 channel per one Gmail account. Now you can make one for Algebra 1, you can make one for Algebra 2, and so when you upload stuff, by the way, our internet is at full gig. This 45-minute video will upload in less than 2 minutes, okay? So don't think home internet access. We have the fastest network possible in the world, the best Wi-Fi possible in the world. We're fast, okay? If we're slow, it's not us. It's SWOCA, because we all go through one thing. We get full gig to SWOCA, and then we all share. So when Lakota East is doing testing, all of a sudden we slow down because they've got thousands of kids and we have hundreds of kids. So anyway, staff are encouraged to upload their stuff to YouTube. By the way, if you don't know, you can make things private. You can share it with only certain people. All my stuff for student-related is unlisted, which means the only way to find it is to be on my Moodle page to click on it. Okay, it's not searchable. All my PD stuff is searchable though. Okay, YouTube is staff only. Students are not allowed to post YouTube videos on their school YouTube site unless you told them to as part of a class project. Okay, they should not have any YouTube videos of their own. Okay. Passwords. I think I sent you guys an email on this. I really recommend making them the same. Complexity requirements are going to go in place on October 1st anyway, requiring you have at least 1 upper, 1 lower, and 1 number, with 8 total characters, okay? And that's really a SIPA thing. because we have staff members who have very easy to guess passwords. And if I can guess your password, so can any other student, and then they can get to any student data that you can get to, and that makes it unprotected. So we're going to force everybody to change passwords October 1st. Actually, maybe before that, since I'm going to be going away in October. But that's not a huge complex thing, okay? And I recommend things like this, that other people don't know, but you know your grandpa's middle name and you won't forget it, right? And if you capitalize the middle letter and then put 52 at the end, then you've hit all those complexity requirements. And like I said, I would recommend making them the same. If you change the logon password here, do you guys know how to change passwords? Just hit Control Alt and Delete, and then one of the things says change password. That's all you have to do to change your password. Okay, so the last thing we've got is Dazzle. Dazzle is not ours. It's the student management system that's controlled by SWOCA, and it's down in SWOCA. When it goes down, I can't do nothing, okay? Our stuff almost never goes down. Moodle, maybe 10 minutes a year is down because I rebooted something in the middle of the day and I wasn't thinking, okay? Because that'll happen. Somebody will call up and say, that didn't work. I was like, oh, I'll reboot it. I hit reboot. I'm like, it's 9:42. Oh, Bluer's not giving a test right now. So I've done that before. But there's a link on everybody's desktop that says Dazzle right on your desktop of your computer. It won't be on these because these are student loads, but it'll be on your teacher computer. As is the help desk one with the big red help button. It's a picture from whatever that one that office company is that has the help button anyway. Use it for lunch counts if you're in the elementary school. Use it for attendance if you're in the everywhere. And we use it for grades, checking grades, and you can also use it to check contact information, although all the information that's in Dazzle loads to Moodle every single night. So you don't have to go to Dazzle to find out the kid's home phone number. It's right on their profile in Moodle as well. But you can find it in Dazzle. Just find it easier since I'm already on Moodle. So like I said, this one is the NTHS_BP thing. And hopefully you get some training on that from the teachers around you and stuff, because I'm not really a Dazzle expert. I know how to do my own attendance, and that's about it. I don't do anything other than that. And you can check by the way, you can check all the attendance every day. So even a third block, I'll bring it up when the kids are in here, and I'm like, oh, so-and-so is missing, and I look on the Dazzle attendance, oh, they're not here today, I'm done, right? But if they're not here today, or they're here today and they're not in my classroom, I immediately call the office. Because in the high school, we used to do little attendance sheets. I have no idea what they do in the middle school. But in the high school now, you're expected to call the office if someone's not in your room after you've checked Dazzle. They don't want you to call and say, Joe Schmo's not here, and then, yeah, they haven't been here all day, they didn't check attendance, okay? Just so you know. I like I said, I have no idea how the middle school does attendance. Okay, this is what it looks like when you go to when you go to Dazzle. You have to drop down to the dsl.swoca.net. There's two things. I don't even know what the other one is. You put in your username and put in your password, and you hit sign in, and then you get to the Dazzle screen. And one of the things over here says attendance, and there's a drop down here that says teacher. Obviously, the screenshot is 2 years old, but it used to be really easy. You used to be able to just click right here and see the attendance, but it's not that easy anymore. It's like 3 extra clicks to get the attendance. Now you have to go down to the teacher menu and then pick the attendance. Oh, that's what I was showing you, to change your password. On Dazzle, you get to sync up your passwords once you do get in. You just go down to My Account on that little drop down, and one of the options is change password. I would sync up your passwords to make them the same. If I was you guys. Okay, I already mentioned this. Everybody's got a Mimeo or a smartboard. I think we only have 6 smartboards in the school. Everybody else has a Mimeo board, which I should be modeling in here, but he never got a whiteboard, so I can't do it in here. So it's the gray bar that's on your thing. Okay, so this is a projector, and that's a Mimeo board. Okay, I frequently get help desk tickets to say my Mimeo is broken, and I come down with the Mimeo in my hand, and the projector bulb is blown. Okay, so if no light comes out of here, it's the projector, not the Mimeo. Okay. But like I said, I've got spares of all that kind of stuff, and if you want anything, all you have to do is ask. So this is my little spiel on digital whiteboards. It saves you time. I erase by hitting erase, and I move on. You can save your instruction. All of the stuff I teach, I save it at the end of the day. so that I can take up where I left off and review previous stuff. So I don't just start, I start back a slide and say, hey, this is what we ended up talking about yesterday. You can't do that if you erase a whiteboard without rewriting yesterday and taking a picture with your camera, right? So it allows you to review previous stuff. If people have questions about something, you can go back 3 days if you want to talk about that. I can export the notes and post to students. I don't do that anymore. I used to do that, but they have the video now. You want notes, take your own notes. You can watch the video and take the notes if you missed something. All my tests are open notes on a Steno notebook still, okay? Steno notebook, your handwriting, no photocopies. I'm trying to force them to take notes, okay? But you can, I know teachers that export them, or at least export all the problems that they worked on with no answers maybe. I'm just using Smart Recorder right now. I just hit the red record button, and I'll hit the stop button when I'm done, and I'll upload that video to YouTube, okay? Allows me to record lessons and post it for review. You couldn't do that if you're using the whiteboard. It has to be something projected to record. And like I already mentioned that, you can record multiple lessons or problem sets and post them for intervention, and it's easy. You start getting used to it. Obviously, this is just a Google presentation, but I don't do that in class. I just open up Smart Notebook and have all my Smart Notebook files saved on Moodle. I click on it, and we start that day from there. I would highly recommend using it, okay? IPVO cameras for project notes, to show textbooks, to show best work. I use it to show PCs. If I've got 10 kids in a classroom, we can't all get around here and see everything, so I just have it up right there behind me and everybody can see what I'm pointing at, right? I also have one mounted above my whiteboard so that I can show it down that way and have the kids be on the video as well sometimes. So some of my videos aren't just screen captures, sometimes my videos are people actually doing stuff, okay? And it's a way to show best work. Use it however you want to. It just drives me crazy when we saw people using the old, projectors at school because that's what they're used to. You can do the same thing with that on a piece of paper underneath the camera, but whatever you want. If you want something, ask, okay? The worst thing that happens is I laugh and I say no, okay? Mike Birdsall, social studies teacher's down the hall, comes down to me and goes, I went to this class and I'd like to get a student response system. This is like back 5 years ago. So the only problem is they're $2,000. I'll have it to you by Friday. And he's like, what? I was like, I've wanted to get one forever. I've just been waiting for a teacher to ask for one. I literally wanted to get, I went to a class too, but I'm not just going to spend $2,000 and say, here, Mike, and hope that he wants to use it. I want you to come to me. So don't think because it's expensive means I won't get it. Now, we don't even use them. I got 5 of them in a closet now. So if you want one, you're in the middle school, I guarantee you there's one in somebody's middle school. They're all in the middle school. Because we don't need them in the high school because we all have one-to-one. Yeah, little clickers, okay? There's no reason to use them over here. So they all went over to the middle school, but now the middle school is all one-to-one too. I don't know why you use it. You could use Socrative instead, and the device you have in your classroom. But that's an example. If you don't ask, I can't say yes or no, okay? I don't like buying stuff without someone asking me for it, okay? So that includes laptop and classroom tech. You've already emailed me about a laptop. Okay, so by the way, none of this tech has ever been paid for by us. All of it's free. And you probably think I'm being funny when I say that. It isn't. It's all U.S. military cast-offs. We just got 1,000 of these this summer. Okay, these are i7. Really nice, still under warranty, many of them, laptops, okay? So our next project is to get these in the hands of every teacher, and then we're gonna worry about students. Now, the new laptop carts already have these, so if you got one of the new black carts in your room and you're in the middle school, I don't know if anybody falls in that category, has a little black cart, no? Okay, so the old ones are white and look like that, and they weigh like 5 bajillion pounds. The new ones stand up and they go like that, but they have these over here, okay? Okay, so these are really nice. We're gonna get SSDs. I gotta get the problem is solid state drives. I'm sure all of you follow the tech news and know that the current flash modules being used by solid state drives are being used in the newest phones, and that's why they've gone up almost double in price. It's hard to get the solid state drives. I can only buy 15 at a time on Amazon. Newegg, I can buy 2 at a time. You know how long it takes for me to get enough drives buying 2 at a time? It's ridiculous. So that's what's slowing us down. But ask for one and you'll get one. you'll get one of these, you get a Dell power supply, and you get a brand new unused Dell laptop bag with it, okay? Also with that, if you want to, is if you would like to get rid of your PC and use a docking station with a monitor and a keyboard mouse, this just pops right into. We got those this summer too for the military. Never been opened, brand new in the boxes, they've never been touched. Many of the things that we get from the military have never even been opened before. So I'm the only tech coordinator in the state of Ohio that still is in the program. Why? I don't know, because it's too much work. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but that's a $2,000 laptop, and I gotta buy a $50 hard drive for it. We also got memory for them. 3,000 sticks of unused, unopened CDWG RAM. Turns out I didn't need it because they all had 8 gig of RAM in them anyway, and I can't put it anymore. So I got a bunch of extra RAM too. My point is, I don't have a huge block of money. For a school district, I get $20,000 a year to do everything that we do per year tech-wise, okay? Which is a pittance compared to most schools. But when we're not paying for the expensive part, and all I have to do is buy the drives and the batteries and new projectors, that's not a big deal, okay? So if you ask for something, I'm gonna try to get it for you, so ask, okay? If you wanna know how to do something, check youtube.nationaltrail.us. There's a very good chance it's there. If you go there and you find a video, look at the date on the video. If it says 2008, it may be outdated, okay? And if you only find one and it says it was posted in 2008, please email me and say, hey, I found this video, it looks outdated, and I will delete it and make a new one. Every year I say, this summer I'm deleting all the videos and making all new ones, and I never have time to do it. Okay, if you have a question, ask your neighbor, ask me. There aren't any stupid questions until you've asked the same question 3 times. Then it's a stupid question. I already answered it. Okay, so I'm a positive person, but I can be grouchy too. Some people say they're afraid of Mr. Poole. I don't know why. I'm very pleasant. Okay, so here's why. 28 years in the military. I don't chit-chat. If you say I've got something broken, I will come into your room, I will fix it, and I will leave. It's not because I hate you. I'm not the person who comes in and just talks about the weather for half an hour and then, oh, you wanted me to fix that, Dan? That's not me. You will see me running through the library. I walk very fast. I can't maintain. I mean, we have 2,000 technology things in this school, and I teach half time. I don't have to walk slow. I don't have to make chit-chat when I come there. I don't. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean I'm mean. It just means I'm on the go. And I'm going to come in and do it. And so, anyway, don't take it personal. I already told you guys this stuff as far as the work order system. Please don't hesitate to call me. However, if you call me about an iPad being out, I'm going to just say, put in a work order. If my phone's on Do Not Disturb, it may be because students are doing projects, okay? I always put my phone on Do Not Disturb because students have a hard time being interrupted. I don't care if you interrupt me, okay? Students have a hard time getting back on task when they're giving a presentation. That's usually when my phone's on Do Not Disturb. Call the high school office and she will buzz me and interrupt me for you, okay? The only other time I'm ever on Do Not Disturb and have my door locked, and you might see a sign that says interrupt for fire only, is a serious sign, and that's when I get upset when it says for fire only and people knock on my door, is if I'm programming. I cannot program Moodle 5 minutes at a time. When I'm programming, I will hide in the server room and people will find me. I just can't do it. I used to be a programmer. You get so much code up in your brain, and as soon as somebody talks to you, it all falls down, and then I'm like back to square one, trying to follow variables and stuff. So that's the only time I ever do that. Other than that, I'm pretty easygoing. Is that the last one? That's the last one. Okay. So that was my first hour. I want to get into Moodle a little bit, okay, with you guys to show you a little bit of Moodle, but I kind of wanted to give you an overview first and let everybody take a bathroom break if they need to. So, anybody need a bathroom break? Boys' room is down the hall, girls' room is around the corner, and then we'll get back started again at 11:10. How about that?
You said they would need some dazzle reset passwords.
So yeah, I've got a list of all the new staff members, so I will just go and do a reset on everybody as I'm going through and doing the network drives.